Hey, how's it going? I'm Dr. Stuart Hui, and I just want to thank Marc for welcoming me to his online fitness community. And this is kind of the first installment of, I guess we'll call it Dr. Stu's Corner.
Yeah, I think that works. Dr. Stu, just to give you a background, my brother went to him, and you speak of this guy who did this weird thing to his neck and loosened it up. Something in the front, I don't know what it is. But I'm like, wow, this guy's cool. And then we had a lunch looking into things, and now he has this new facility here where you train elite athletes, and you also put people back on the field.
Yep.
Is that a good way to kind of, you make athletes better and you make them better?
Yeah.
So I wanted to go into, this is the first video, who you are, what this facility is, and what your vision is for what you want to do with it. Now, just so you know, we'll give you the address at the end. It's located in Elgin, Illinois, and that's my hometown. So, but it's worth coming here if something's wrong or you want something to get better. You want to get better at something, increase your proficiency. But I'll stop talking. So what is this all about?
Okay, so a little background about myself. I am a board certified and licensed chiropractic physician. I'm also an athletic trainer as well. So my passion really started off in physical therapy. I worked in a couple hospitals, outpatient sports medicine, and then also worked with a couple sports teams, ranging from high school to semi-pro, professional. And then I dabbled in helping out with the Special Olympics as well. So I've got a really deep passion for that. Then I kind of started working for one of the largest healthcare institutions in Illinois, and I actually served as their primary care physician. So that started my practice in family practice medicine.
Wow.
Then I actually partnered and helped to develop and manage a pain management facility. So that kind of really opened my eyes to, man, there's some really complex health concerns that people are dealing with if they don't take care of their bodies early on. So it was really interesting and really cool to be a part of, but really we were just kind of masking the problems and giving them pain management injections and medications just to kind of cover up their pain and get them going. It was really cool, but really wasn't my passion. So kind of what Marc is saying, I really opened up a new facility, Paradigm Performance Center and Harmony Healthcare, and it's basically a performance enhancement center to make the athlete more efficient so they can be more powerful, be faster, and have longer endurance on the field. Also, most people actually find me by way of injury, so obviously, kind of get back into my sports medicine roots and taking care of the athlete, make them feel better, but get them better in a shorter period of time back on the field. But in that rehabilitation phase, I want them to realize that, hey, there's a better way to move and there's a better way for me to perform. So that takes it to another level of actually training. So what's the next best way to really train and make my performance even more elite in that top tier? So
That's awesome. Now, what I know, you do a lot of things I've never heard of, and we're going to get into those subsequent videos. But just as a future list of topics we're going to cover in the future, one thing I know is you do a lot of things with the eyes.
Yes,
a lot of things. In fact, my brother's kid, you have doing some things with his eyes, and we'll get into that. What's that called?
So that's actually incorporating some of the visual senses. And a lot of what I am starting to investigate into and study is based on the concept of neuroplasticity. So neuroplasticity is basically accepting the fact that your brain and your nervous system isn't just set and never changes. You absolutely can make changes in your body and make changes to your nervous system. So we can all agree that our brain basically runs our body, right?
Yeah.
It tells our arms what to do, what we feel, how to move. It also tells our internal organs how to operate, keeps us running, correct?
Yeah.
So if we make those changes to the brain, to the nervous system, our body will make those changes at the speed at which the nervous system works, okay? And that's neuroplasticity. So, and we'll kind of get into this like what Marc said.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a hierarchy, okay? And number one is your visual system, your eyes. What is being fed into your eyes about your surroundings? Number two is your vestibular system, your inner ear, your balance system. Okay, that's number two.
Yeah.
And then number three is movement. How do your joints work? So there's little receptors called proprioceptors that actually feed messages to your brain and says, hey, this is what's going on in your body. That's number three in the hierarchy. And that's how most therapists and movement specialists work. and they can make some extraordinary bounds and improvements. So imagine what you do with the visual system now, because that's number one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that way, that's why I'm starting to really get into that, and we'll kind of have some things later on in our sessions that kind of get a little bit more deep into that.
Yeah, I'd like to even show you with Jaden, my brother's kid, some of the stuff he's doing. It's profound.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just one thing. Now also this facility, the purpose of this video is the backbone. This is who he is, because you're gonna see a lot of cool stuff. Okay, you also have obviously chiropractic, so you work with that. My daughter comes here because not only that, he brings in the best coaches and the best trainers in the area.
Yep.
I got to tell you, my daughter's been to 2, and the difference in performance is profound. And the level of training, I'm a coach, and I see him pulling out drills that work. And you don't see that much, especially with teaching kids. You see a bunch of really bad trainers and really bad coaches. So, and also the facility in the back, you have the coolest treadmill. Now, what else? You have the chiropractic, the coaches come in, utilize your facility, which we'll take a look at. Is there anything else I'm missing?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit, we incorporate a lot of specific athlete elite training, and one of the coaches, the principles, is actually developed off of athletes' performance. So this is the type of training that's actually used to develop players and get them ready for the NFL Combine, the NHL Combine, any elite performance, elite rehab. And again, I try and work with as many of the coaches as possible to incorporate some of these neurological advancements and studies that are now coming to the forefront of healthcare. And it's a different way of treating the body, but it's also a different way of making the person perform better. So now we start to integrate a lot of these neurological drills and exercises into their training, whether it be goalie training, whether it's soccer specific, baseball pitching, football throwing. I mean, throwing a ball, and focusing on color coordination, letter ball, all those different concepts, you make it much more interesting for the athlete.
That's fantastic. And there's so many applications to every single sport. Now, I'm absolutely going to put the information below where you can contact Dr. Stu, where the facility is located. Again, if you're in, obviously the Chicagoland area, this is perfect for you. But this is one of those things where you're going to have seminars, you're going to have events. I'll actually post below a link to the powerlifting seminar you have going on here. So you're looking at, for all you meatheads out there like me, you're like, okay, whatever, I don't need okay, the barbell silver, No. There's stuff for you here too.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go on to the next few subjects, but look below for some information, how to contact Dr. Stu. It's gonna be right in the description. Once again, man, thank you, and let's get on to the next videos. That's it.